Welcome into this Thursday edition of the Oxford Exxon podcast. Chase Parham, Neal, McCready, Clark Ford studio this afternoon, just after 1 o'clock, a few hours away from Ole Miss and LSU baseball. 7 o'clock tonight, ESPNU, I believe, is the television for that game as Landon Marceau poses Gunnar Hoagland tonight. They're at Swayze Field. Don Kessinger's number being retired. That's right before the game. I keep getting asked that from people. It's around 6:45, 6:50 when that will happen tonight at Oxford University Stadium, Swayze Field. The second number to be retired, Jake Gibbs had his number retired previously with the Rebels. So 11 added to the wall today for Ole Miss. Neal McCready is going to give a very exhaustive preview of the Grove Bowl in segment number 2 as we're going in about tonight. That's 4 o'clock tomorrow, SEC Network Plus for your streaming options for that. And then I believe at some point in today's show, Ben Mintz from Barstool Sports is going to jump on the line, talk to us a little bit. He was running a couple errands around 1 o'clock, told me when he got done he'd give me a ring. So we're waiting on him to call. We'll talk until that point, and then we'll jump in with Ben whenever that comes on the Oxford Exxon podcast, the Oxford Exxon Highway 6 West in Oxford. People coming into town this weekend, plenty of you are. Stop on in on the way and take advantage of the hot case. Get some pork, some chicken, some side items, desserts. Pick up any beverages that might be good for you over the course of the weekend. And then also fill up on fuel. If you're going to fill up on fuel, download the Speed Pass Plus app because you can earn points and save money if you're going to pay for it. Get good prices and save a little money in the process. And again, coming to you from the Clark Ford studio.
We are.
Sorry, Saturday game time, 4 o'clock. Tomorrow, 6:30. You're right. Let's not get that going right now.
You okay?
Well, they corrected in the stream. I'm just
okay.
I'm a little tense today. I don't know why, but I'm a little high strung.
I know why.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm high strung.
I know. You said you don't know why, and I said, "Well, I know why."
Okay.
So
fair enough. Go ahead.
I wasn't even correcting you.
All right.
Maybe there's more going on in your life than what I know of, the story that you might or might not be working on, and so I didn't know.
No, I'm good.
All right, so was the Grove not open this weekend? Can you not party in the Grove?
I don't think so.
You can party in the SIP, but not in the Grove?
Correct, yes.
Gotcha.
Right field can have parties. Even though it's not technically on campus, it's city property, but that's a whole other ball of wax.
Yeah. It's that all right.
Left field campus, right field city.
It's a ball of something, I'll tell you that. Yes, sir. Clark Ford, 662-257-1900. Call that number. Ask for Corey Clark. Tell Corey what Ford product you're looking for. And whether you live in the city of Amory or outside of the city of Amory, or if you're in the Grove or in left field, whatever, he'll give you a quote within 15 minutes in business hours. Right to the bottom line. No hassle, no haggle. You get your quote. And the rest is up to you. Shop that quote around if you'd like, or you can do what I've done a lot now, and what I recommend that you do a lot now, and that's hop into a Clark Ford today, 662-257-1900. Ben Mintz will join us on the Rafters Music and Food Hotline here in a little bit. Rafters Music and Food. There'll probably be a party in the SIP, maybe not be a party in the Grove, but there'll be a party in Rafters this weekend. Throughout the weekend, be a great place for you to go have a cold one. Or two, have a drink, whatever the case. If you're hungry, get a burger, get a po' boy. A great menu, appetizers, the whole deal there at Rafters Music and Food on the Square in Oxford and also in New Albany.
So, we talked to Matt Moscona yesterday from a baseball standpoint this weekend. Ole Miss desperately needing at least 2 against the Tigers. Tonight, by far, the toughest one because of Marceau throwing for LSU. Matt talked about how he's been a legitimate ace. Guy that is coming finally into his potential. I mean, our world is so instant gratification a little bit, and you see it in football more, but even in baseball, somebody who turned down $2 million, somebody who was going to be thought to be this 3-year just dynamo, and it's taken him into I guess year 3 now. I guess he is a junior. For things to turn around a little bit for him. But Ole Miss will have their hands full tonight. Hard thrower, good all-speed, 3 pitches there from the right side for Marceau. And, Hoagland's got to step up again. I mean, he's got to be – frankly, he's just got to be what he's been being. Ole Miss has got to put some runs up. Ole Miss has got to win a game offensively on Friday night for the first time in a while. And as long as Gunnar doesn't do anything crazy, I think that's the goal. But LSU will fall off the mound after this. They just do not have a very deep pitching staff at all. They've had a hard time finding 3 starters. They're TBA on Saturday right now for Game 3.
That's correct.
So we'll see. But that's kind of it. I mean, this is taking advantage of a flawed, lack of confidence team right now in LSU. And for Ole Miss, 6 games in a row in league play to get a little healthy between this and then a pretty big series next weekend against South Carolina as the Gamecocks come to town with a pretty good resume.
South Carolina gets Arkansas tonight, first game of a 3-game series. It'll be Caleb Bolden for Arkansas, Thomas Farr for South Carolina. Arkansas has taken –
they can't figure out their rotation.
They've taken Lyle Lockhart out of the rotation. He is, unless he's changed his name to TBA, which would be a weird thing for him to do in his early 20s.
So he's out.
Either that or he's just TBA and he's
who were the 3?
It's Bolden, Peyton Pallette, and TBA.
So they've taken Wicklander for sure out then.
Unless he's in the mix for Sunday.
Okay, right. But Lockhart and Wicklander have both been removed from the rotation.
Yes, it appears that is the
case. At
case.
this moment, at least.
LSU's on with Marceau tonight. AJ Labas on Tuesday.
Yeah, 50 strikeouts, 8 walks, I think, for Labas. He throws the ball over the plate.
And then TBA on
and I have
Saturday.
no idea what they will be doing for that.
Alabama's got a TBA for Saturday. Auburn's got a TBA for their last game.
Okay. They're Green Hill. Who? Owen or no? What's Auburn doing?
Owen Fitz TBA.
Oh, really? So they pulled Green Hill out of the rotation.
He closed a game earlier in the week.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Okay.
How about that? You surprised that I knew this?
Yeah, have at it. Right.
Georgia's got a TBA.
Georgia plays Missouri in Columbia. Neal's made a good point. Missouri does a really good job of getting one most weekends.
Mm-hmm. They do. They're 4-8.
Yeah, they're not good, but
no, 4-8 means you're getting one every weekend.
Yeah. Well, what are they now? Because they've played 15 now.
Either 4-11. I think they're 4-11 or 5-10.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mississippi State
is at Vanderbilt.
At Vandy. Vandy's got a TBA for Sunday.
They have a Sunday problem. As good as those first 2 dudes are, Vanderbilt has a Sunday problem.
And Tennessee is at Texas A&M. That series starts on Friday as well.
The Vols that schedule works out.
So tonight you've got Arkansas, South Carolina on SEC Network, LSU, Ole Miss on ESPNU. Both of those games start at 6 Central.
Oh, so they're overlapping them completely.
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
That's 3 really interesting series this weekend, at least.
Yeah, Arkansas, South Carolina is certainly interesting. LSU, Ole Miss.
Vanderbilt, Mississippi State.
Yeah. That's probably it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're Georgia, you're in decent shape for getting into the tournament. You can't go lose 2 in Columbia, Missouri. It's a critical weekend for them just to keep.
And if you're Tennessee, this is a weekend you could go make some hay.
Look, they've got a chance to put the hammer down.
Yeah.
I mean, Tennessee at the break right now, 30-8, 10-5 in the SEC, in great shape for a regional. Here's their next 9 conference games: A&M, Kentucky, and Missouri. I mean, they could be 17-10.
Yeah.
Here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Maybe even more.
With the regional in Knoxville.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, never mind. It wouldn't be that. It was 17-7 is what I'm.
Ooh.
Yeah, with 3 to go. Or after 7, yeah. Now they close Arkansas at South Carolina. So a little tougher, obviously. Sure. But Tennessee has a great SEC schedule. They really do. They have phenomenal.
They have a path to 18, 19 wins.
They're a national seed.
Yeah.
I think everything about Tennessee right now, from a resume standpoint, is a national seed.
Wouldn't mind getting matched up with them if I'm a regional team, getting sent to their super.
Yeah, no, they're not dominant. They don't do anything that scares you. They're really good position player wise, and they do everything well enough.
Right,
and it's fine. Corey says Ole Miss has a Sunday problem every year. Everybody has a Sunday problem. Most everybody has a Sunday problem.
Yeah, that's why a lot of Sunday games look like Sunday games.
Yeah.
As opposed to tonight's game, which could be over in an hour and 40 minutes. I mean, 2 guys that work fast, throw strikes.
Change speeds, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cliche. But for a reason, because it's true. I think that tonight will be the lowest attendance of the weekend.
Yeah, because it's Thursday.
Still would expect good numbers. 85, 9.
There's some couple of things locally that will stop people from being able to go to a baseball game or feeling like going to a baseball game.
Well, that's probably fair as well. Yeah, that's a astute observation there from you.
That's why they pay me the big bucks. Yeah. Didn't get that journalism degree for nothing.
And the second one. You talk about unnecessary. What did you think you were going to do with the second one? Why are we even getting a second? Because you just weren't ready to start yet?
So I got offered a TV job in El Dorado, Arkansas, and they offered me $11,700 a year.
And you think that's like the joke of the century, that you're putting your face on TV a little bit? Because I know how you feel about yourself and everything else.
Well,
so.
I mean, I knew at that point I have no future in television.
You understood that was not going to be a path that maximized whatever ability you had.
Yes. I knew that no one who looks like me is going to go far in television. And I made that conscious decision. And then I got offered a newspaper job it was either Greenwood or Greenville.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I just couldn't make myself do it.
What year would this have been?
This would have been 1990. This would have been summer of 92.
Is that? No, that's after like Handy Campbell and that whole deal down there, over there, right?
I don't know.
Well, remember, I've read this book. You and I have talked about this on the podcast. Yep. It had to be right around that period of time, right? And that was a Greenwood or Greenville, one or the other. Help me out in the stream here, people. I mean, you might have stepped off into something pretty interesting there.
I could have.
Maybe you stole Richard Rubin's gig. He ended up the guy that wrote the book. You would have been that dude right there.
I could be him. I couldn't make myself do it. There was no money. I just didn't. I'd moved into one of those deals where I had just moved into my apartment. I had just signed the lease.
88. Okay, so you might have replaced Richard Rubin in one of them. This was the Greenwood Commonwealth. Was his? You don't remember?
I can't remember.
Okay.
Isn't that funny? I just don't remember. I just didn't. I didn't go far with it.
It's all the same.
And I'd moved into my apartment, and I'd started my job bartending, and I was taking classes, and I'd gotten an assistantship with ULM athletics.
Okay.
And I just decided, you know what? Let's just do this. Let's just do it. And then by that point, I realized I was going to make more money bartending and going to school than I would have made working at either one of those jobs. Not only make more, but double more. And so my first job at the Oxford Eagle was a pay cut, a significant pay cut from bartending.
Oh yeah,
I mean it wasn't even close.
But at some point, do I have a job or a career, and you got to make a decision on which one of those you have as you move forward.
Yeah. So I don't know. What did I expect? I didn't know. I went to graduate school thinking it was buying me some time.
Okay.
And it was. And I was not in the right, probably, mental frame. I made the right decision for myself at that point.
So we're going to tear apart an NCAA statement, or at least suggestion, here in a minute after the break. They have spoken on what they recommend, keyword there, for baseball and softball regionals this June. So we have that in a second.
And I haven't seen it.
No, I'm going to surprise you here in a minute.
This is great.
So
I bet it's full of COVID language. Is it full of COVID language? Just tell me.
I don't know. I haven't. I have the Tennessean story on it. Is what I have at the moment. We'll see if there's some other links. We'll see what else we get. But nonetheless,
awesome. I can't.
We'll get there in 2 minutes. First, speaking of capacities and rates and whatnot, Community Mortgage, Oxford, Memphis, Soto County, and Chattanooga. Underwriting and processing is done in Memphis. You're getting local underwriting that understands your market. Leader in condo financing in Oxford, the float down option, and more. You can find Jason at 662-234-2704 or JLOWE at communitymtg.com. A lot like real estate with COVID, location. It really does matter as we dive into these numbers.
I can only imagine. We're also brought to you by The Rogue. It's your fine destination for fine men's clothing. Their stylist hand-select pieces from top designers work to lifestyle to nightlife. There's perfect something for everyone at The Rogue. All the best items from Peter Millar, Martin Dingman, Jack Victor, Halsey, True Grit, and more. 4450 I-55 North in Jackson or therogue.com. Don't forget this weekend, check out the Blue Delta's Blues Alley in the alley between Blue Delta Studio and the Lyric. Blue Delta Jeans makes the best fitting, most comfortable jeans in the world because they are uniquely made for you and only you. Raw denim jeans, custom fit and hand-tailored in Tupelo, Mississippi. One size fits one at BlueDeltaJeans.com. Tomorrow night, they'll feature live music from 4 to 8. Grammy Award-nominated Jimmy Duck Holmes. Also, Joe Austin and the Tallahassees. So 6 to 8, the Lyric Downstairs Bar will be open on Friday night. There'll be a cash bar down there. You can bring a cooler to the alley. You can bring your chairs to the alley. It's all good. Then the baseball game, the Lyric Downstairs Bar, open on Friday. The baseball game begins airing at 6. Joe Austin and the Tallahassees will play on Saturday from 2 to 6 for an afternoon of music. So come on out to the Blues Alley to have a good time celebrating Oxford, and Rebel Grove listeners can redeem 10% off using Rebel Grove in the Oxford Exxon, in the Blue Delta Jean studio, not the Oxford Exxon studio. You don't want to come here. That would, I mean
we could.
You could, but I'm not going to give you 10% off of jeans. I can't measure you. I mean, I guess I could, but it would be really awkward. If I started measuring people.
I mean, you could.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, not illegal, but it would get kind of, I think we'd all be creeped out, self-included. Alpha Specialties, located at 1670 in Pearl, Mississippi. They are your trailer-specific professionals. If you want to haul it, they can call it. It's the premium trailer dealership in Mississippi. They've got load trails, premium brand trailer, highest quality utility equipment, dump and gooseneck trailer being built today. They've also got Hallmark cargo trailers, one of the most quality cargo trailers on the market, perfect for hauling goods to markets and shows, ATVs to deer camps, hauling race cars, and more. Get in touch with them at 601-932-9798 or check them out at alphaofms.com. And make sure you tell them you heard about Alpha on the MPW Digital Network of podcasts.
Podcast also brought to you by Visit Oxford. Visit oxfordms.com/events. The spring pop-up edition going on this weekend. Kind of in lieu of double-decker, but a lot of stuff the next few weeks and throughout April and into May there with Visit Oxford. You got art vendors set up on the square in multiple locations tomorrow, as well as end of all music balcony concert tomorrow night in Denton, May. You've got the different double-decker bus tours 3 and 4 o'clock tomorrow, so take advantage of that if you would, plus much, much, much more Friday and Saturday. Put a full list on the board of everything going on locally there in town. But you find out the events page. Visit oxfordms.com/events and then click on Pop-Up Oxford Spring Edition to see a full schedule and a website there for that. So, all right.
What?
I'll tell you. I can't.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. People would pay good money for that, but sorry, no. Anyway.
How much good money? I'm kidding.
Well,
I'm kidding.
No, let's not. So Adam Sparks with the Tennessean covers Vanderbilt. Obviously, Tim Corbin's been in the news about annoyed with the lack of attendance at Vanderbilt games.
He came out today encouraging people to get in the parking deck.
Oh, did really?
He did.
He's being very transparent in his situation at the moment.
Like I told you, he almost came out super duper positive about Ole Miss, about Oxford and Swayze after the Ole Miss Arkansas series. And I think 2 weeks later, he's just had his fill.
So, all right, I'll read his story. The NCAA has recommended regional and super regional baseball hosts allow no more than 50% capacity at stadiums in June due to COVID-19 protocols. The Tennessean has learned. An email obtained by the Tennessean and sent from NCAA to member schools Wednesday recommended the guidelines. The guidelines also apply to all other outdoor championship events on the spring calendar, including softball and fall sports being played this spring. Quote, the COVID-19 Medical Advisory Group recommended predetermined championship sites follow the guidelines established by the respective state and local authorities.
Oh.
The group recommended venue capacity for outdoor championship events could arise to no more than 50% capacity if permitted by those government authorities. It's unclear whether the NCAA's recommendation will be a mandate. Attempts to reach the NCAA were not immediately successful. Okay, the NCAA 3 times said recommended. So, I don't have this sourced, but I know. You know what Ole Miss is going to do? They're going to give them a big wink.
Yeah,
go. Thanks, guys. Awesome.
You said wink. I was going to say something else, but sure. Okay. Wink.
Recommended does not have to be followed. Just because they recommend something does not mean that.
No, there's a lot of places that recommend a mask. And I'm like, wait, so you're recommending a mask?
That language is there for a reason, right? That means put as many people as you want to in there, right?
That's them
covering their tail.
Covering their ass. Saying
that's good news.
That's them saying if there's any liability, it's on you, not us. By the way, there's no liability.
Yeah. 50% is what they, quote, again, recommend.
No, that's fine. That's
okay.
Cool. So fill it up.
Yeah, have at it. Fascinating.
Yeah, no mandate. If the state allows it,
then you're allowed.
You're allowed, though we recommend 50% because we think it's very Can you imagine the NCAA guy in the press box? He is going to be so masked up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Their little representative
that
shows up at all the places.
Yeah. He'll be in the press box with his mask. He'll probably wear 2 masks. He'll double mask. He might even wear gloves and wear masks. I kid you not. They might mandate that of their people. You must appear to take it seriously.
Typically, they have a whole new set of things to be up in a roar about because typically they only get up in a roar if you try to tweet too many things in an hour because it's their turn.
Well, I'll be safe.
Whatever. Yeah, you're good. Don't worry. Good. You're fine. Was it?
Get me a credential.
I think it was at Louisville. They kicked the writer out because he gave more than 2 updates in any. Which part of me goes, "Hey, he kind of deserves it because stop updating." But
the people who update pitch by pitch deserve to be
I didn't realize how many people I had muted because I guess I have a little bit of a thing where I don't want to unfollow them because it looks rude. I know you don't really have that same feeling, but I kind of do sometimes. And I started looking through my timeline last week when Ole Miss played State, and I'm like, I'd be damned, everybody's muted. And I realized why. When I went to the thing, ball 2, ball 3, 2 and 1, 2 and 2, single to left field. So-and-so is up. So-and-so is pitching. Ball 1, strike 1.
No.
Ball. But all of them do it. So your timeline, if you were a State fan, is just bzzz.
That is the strangest beat in the history of beats.
Baseball should never be live tweeted.
Our beat is full of people who frankly don't like each other and are nothing alike. Their beat becomes this homogenous glob of oneness.
Everyone gets into the cult.
Yes.
Group.
I thought cult was a better description, but sure.
Not like A&M fan base cult.
But they all hang out, eat dinner together, go out together on the road and stuff. Yeah. We all just don't really like one another that much.
Yeah, we don't have group dinners.
No.
It's not really a thing.
No,
they'll all go to the Catfish House in Hoover.
We might sit in a room together and no one speak for 2 hours.
That has happened.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's super quiet.
It's a change, too, because 10 years ago, it was almost kind of congenial for the most part. I mean, you have outliers. But
yeah, it was. I mean, it was fun when it was David Brandt and VZ and people like that. We had a good time.
Yeah. And then it just sort of...
Well, as people left, and it got weird.
Well, I think that's some of it, too, is there's no, middle ground. You've either kind of been around forever or you're, brand new.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no just dude that's in, his 5th year. It's hey, we're doing, hey, I'm here from, da, 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 da. So, I don't know. I mean, whatever. Anyway, hold on. Here, let me ask you something off air. I mean, not off air, but just get
You're going to text it to me?
Yeah. I know it's bad pod for 20 seconds, but I have no choice here.
That is not true, Chet. But pretty sure it's not true. We're certainly not together. We might have been there at the same time. It's certainly possible, Ben, that they just don't like me and they hang out
separate and you just don't hear about it?
It's possible. I don't think so. I'll just get him.
I mean, keyword me here.
Yeah, just
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got his number. You ever been to Cookout? Russell's place?
I've gotten a milkshake there a couple times. I've never actually had food from there. Because, you can get, like, main courses as side items. Like, you order a burger, and then your sides are, like, a grilled cheese and chicken strips. You don't know this?
No.
Yeah, and, like, the whole damn menu can be side items, too. It's literally a combo is, like, a burger and a fish sandwich. And, it's...
That sounds awful.
I mean, they're not known for their quality. They're known for their quantity, Neal. Like, you get...
So it's kind of like going...
You feed the Persian army for like $8. Like, it's
kind of like when you go to like All China Buffet and it's 400 things for $6.
Yeah, well, it was the place. I mean, I never went, but on Jackson Avenue, like the buffet where like
they... like Chow Mein Buffet or Chow
but
Chow or something.
They advertised over 700 items or whatever it was, and it's like, hold on.
I mean, that's if you want to scare me off, tell me 700 items, and I'm running to the other side. No way, no chance.
But it's one. I mean, other than the food's very, very average, it's one of the reasons why I hate Cheesecake Factory.
No, it is.
Flip through the dictionary. I don't know.
Well, there's no way you can do that many things well. I walk into a restaurant, there's 4 things. Like, well, it's probably gonna be pretty good. Got a chance to be good.
If you go to Cheesecake Factory, you just open to a page and you
pick
off
page,
the page.
you pick
That's
a
the
page.
kind of food we're eating today. Whatever that is, whether it be a taco salad or chicken Alfredo or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what we're eating today. Buffalo wings, so be it.
Yeah.
Good. Awesome. Yeah, Chow King. Sorry. Okay.
Chow King.
Yeah. My apologies
I knew it was Chow
to
something.
the good people at
Yeah.
Chow King. Well, I mean, it's like the Chinese buffet that like sometimes you eat like back home. Like a decent Chinese buffet, okay, I'm all in, like whatever. But I mean, it would be like fried catfish, and I went, yeah, that didn't come out of the Delta. Like that wasn't in the lake over in Greenwood. Like,
Salmon.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Stuffed crab.
Yeah.
Okay. All
You know that was never a crab, right?
Yeah, just call it whitefish and be done. Like, whatever. That's tilapia. It's been grated up and put in something.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that is. So.
Flash frozen 7 times on its path from Vietnam to
Yeah. All right, we'll go to Ben in 1 minute. If we do that, let me pay just a couple of bills. I'll tell you about Northeast Spark, NESPARC.com, the Ignite, the 100 Mbps, or the Blaze, the 1 gig that powers the Clark Ford studio. Your hometown team bringing you world-class broadband, 662-238-3159. Phone services available as well as parental controls, network security, wireless mesh extender, and more. Find out if they're in your area, and if so, take advantage. 662-238-3159.
We're also brought to you by the law firm of Bain, Moss & Bowen, located in historic downtown Corinth. Their firm practices a wider range of law, from DUI defense to car wrecks to representing government entities. Bain, Moss & Bowen is the only firm in Mississippi made up of a sitting state legislator, a former assistant district attorney, and a former circuit court judge. Their experience is unmatched in that regard, and you can tap into it by visiting them at 618 East Waldron Street in Corinth, or by calling them at 662-287-1620. Also brought to you by Grenada Nissan. If you're in the market for a Nissan vehicle, Grenada Nissan's the place to go. They've got a complete selection of new and previously owned Nissan vehicles. Go in, test drive one today. And make sure you tell them you heard about it here on the Oxford Exxon podcast. It's GrenadaNissanUSA.com. Also brought to you by Oxford University Bank, OUB, right here in Oxford, locally owned and operated. When you deposit money at OUB, that money and the vast majority of the bank's profits go right back into the Oxford community. OUB is also home to Kasasa. It's the absolute best cash checking account. It's called Kasasa, and with Kasasa, OUB will pay customers 2.5% interest on their balances up to $50,000 and refund ATM fees nationwide. Sorry about that. To learn more about OUB, Check out Live Oxford, bankoxford.com, or call 662-234-6668. OUB is FDIC insured.
Go ahead and call him up.
All right. FaceTime?
I didn't tell him that, but sure.
Okay.
Grind, you absolutely. You don't eat nuggets when you're over a certain age.
Hello.
What's up, Ben? How are you?
Oh, doing good. How are y'all? I'm ready to roll. I don't know if I'm ready to roll.
Yeah, you're live, so I'm glad. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm actually walking around kind of by the square, and this whole thing's just insane because it's one of the first times I've been back since I got hired by Barstool, and cars are honking at me and stuff. This is wild.
What?
But thrilled to be up here for LSU. What a weekend this is in Mississippi, and should be a fun baseball series. I follow LSU real close because of my time at ESPN Baton Rouge, and man, this season's been weird because the Paul Mainieri era, it's been going on since 2007. They always start slow non-conference in an SEC, and they turn it on late. But, man, they've never started 4-11. They were 6-11-1 their worst year and won like 12 in a row. But I feel like this feels kind of like the end of the Mainieri era. And not that he hadn't done a great job, but it's just been 15 years. And Scott Woodward, their athletic director, is the former A&M athletic director who hired Jimbo Fisher. Mainieri's not his guy. And so I kind of feel like this is it. But tonight, really excited to watch Landon Marceau pitch for them. Despite LSU struggling, he's been incredible. He shut down South Carolina last week. So this Marceau matchup against Hoagland tonight will be something.
Yeah, LSU just sucks right now, man. I mean, they might figure it out, but this is not the normal year. They're just bad.
Well, yeah, but they got talent, though. I mean, that's what's weird. It's like Trey Morgan, the first baseman from Brother Martin and NOLA, is a freshman's good. Dylan Cruz is like one of the top freshmen in college baseball. Overall, they're not good, but it's not like they don't have some dudes on the team. The Jaden Hill injury, they're still projecting him as a first-round pick. He tore his UCL. Yeah. That obviously hurt. Their bullpen sucks, which is kind of familiar to Rebel fans right now a little bit. But, they're struggling in the bullpen. And, yeah, they're overall, they're not the deepest team, but it's not like there's no talent there. I mean, they played a really tough schedule, which is going to be everybody's excuse in the SEC. You are what your record says you are. But, I don't know. They lost a couple walk-offs to Tennessee, and, they're not good, but I don't think they're like one of the worst teams I've ever seen. I'm expecting Ole Miss 2 out of 3.
No, I just mean relative to the standpoint of turning it around and really finding something or anything like that. I do have a question real quick. So do you are you okay eating chicken nuggets as an adult?
If they're the grilled ones at Chick-fil-A, I'll eat.
See, we have a theory on this podcast, and somebody brought it up in our stream a minute ago, that after a certain age, chicken nuggets should be off limits.
Well, yeah, I do. I feel like the grilled ones, if you're like trying to watch,
no, that's fair. I'm good there. I mean, I
feel like that's different.
Choosing the fried chicken nugget over the fried tender, that's a no.
Yeah. When I go to Chick-fil-A, I still fall, and I eat Chick-fil-A in New York sometimes when I'm craving it. And I don't go chicken nuggets. I'm going spicy chicken sandwich if I'm going to fall.
So what has this been like being back in town? I mean, you mentioned people recognize you and stuff. I mean, is it normal? Is it still odd? I mean, what is this week just been like as far as that?
It's the most surreal. Look, I remember on this thing, the interview I did with Neal when I got hired on the Rebel Grove podcast was not that long ago. I mean, that was 6 months ago. But I can just tell y'all that was a huge moment with the Ole Miss fans. That got my name out and got me so much support from Ole Miss. I mean, I hear about that interview still 6 months later about how, like, I didn't know who you were, and then I listened to the Rebel Grove podcast, Neal, and now I'm a fan. And this whole thing's surreal because literally a year ago when COVID hit, I was in Oxford jogging around campus playing online poker unemployed. Just literally, it was 10 months ago, 11 months ago, and now I'm back here a year later. This is the most surreal thing. It's still just kind of hard to believe, but I feel like I'm at the right point in life, just being older, and I think I got a good head on my shoulders where, after everything I've been through in my journey, I think I'm mentally ready to handle it. And it's just awesome seeing the support I get from Ole Miss and Oxford. I mean, when you're in this public of an eye at Barstool, you're always going to hear some negative feedback, but I don't hear a whole lot. And I think Brandon Walker probably has something to do with that, with how negative he was toward us. I feel like I stepped into, anybody that would go in and come back at him on the Ole Miss side was probably going to get some support from here. But, the Ole Miss fans have been great, and it's surreal, and it's just awesome to be back here. And another thing I want to mention too is one thing I've got going at Barstool that hardly anybody else has is I got a phenomenal relationship with our athletic department. And then, Lane Kiffin loves Barstool, but, Paris Buchanan, who runs the marketing of the athletic department, is a Barstool fan. And before I even went to Barstool, I came up here for the Auburn game in late October and met with him. And we had like a talk where I told him, I was like, I'm honored to represent Ole Miss and Oxford nationally. I've lived here 10 years. I'm such a fan. And I think they understand that, Barstool's so edgy, and obviously people, you see some stuff that, the university probably wouldn't love. And so I kind of, try to conduct myself professionally and above board. You don't hear me say F-bombs or GD or any of that stuff. And I think the athletic department and the university knows that I'm very conscious of trying to represent us in a positive light on all that front. And I think that they trust me. And, you saw yesterday I got to do a video with Lane Kiffin, and, I'm working with the athletic department and Lane, and it's all crazy. It's one of those things that, like, literally 5 times a week I just stop and shake my head and just feel like this is all kind of a dream in a way. But, I think we're on the right path and just got to keep this rolling.
What's Lane Kiffin like?
Man, I don't know, because I've only talked to him for 2 minutes total. I talked to him when I met him at the Auburn game. Like, I met him it was 24 hours before kickoff. He came in and, like, talked to me for 30 seconds and said, yeah, you really do have a lot of energy, and, like, chuckled at me. And then that was it. And then yesterday, I had like something set up with him at 3 o'clock, and he just walks out. I'm just like, hey, I know you're trying to promote this party in the SIP. Let's use this video to do that. And I told him just to invite Dave and Big Cat to the Grove. And we just did that video, and he just walked right back. So I don't know, to be honest. But he was in a little better mood yesterday than he was the other one. But he's just super, super aloof. And what's interesting, though, is I guess he's not like really doesn't love the interviews and stuff. So he loves Twitter because he can just get all this interaction without actually having to talk to people, And so I think that's like part of what he loves about it. As far as our staff goes, Chris Partridge and Marquise Watson couldn't be nicer to me. I talked to them both a good bit now. And Partridge is a big part of all the ideas with the marketing and the party and the SIP and all that stuff. He's kind of the brainchild behind that stuff. But I work with those guys, and then, man, like I said, I talk to the guys in the athletic department all the time. But Lane, my thing with him, my read on him is just I try to be supportive and do what they wanted to do, and I just want to keep building the relationship, and I don't want to, like, really make him mad because I know how important he is to this whole dynamic. And hopefully he never leaves Ole Miss, because as long as he's at Ole Miss, knock on wood, I feel like it's good for my career.
Do you feel like Big Cat and those guys are coming down, Dave and all of them?
Oh, yeah, I think there's a great chance. I mean, I don't want to come out here and say, nothing. They don't decide till June or July, but, I mean, I'm pushing for that LSU weekend, October 23rd, super, super hard. Then I know that's looking like the biggest game on the schedule as far as at home. But Dave's already said he wants to come to the Grove, and, I mean, I'd love to, if we could pull off having the college football show in the Grove and, all that kind of stuff, it would be amazing. And, I've got obviously real heavy ESPN Baton Rouge and LSU and Louisiana ties being from that area, so I would love for it to be that weekend if possible. But look, I can't put words in their mouth, but I mean, I would say there's a good shot of it right now is how I feel.
So obviously you're always working, because I mean in any media everybody's kind of always working to an extent. But did you come down for kind of the week pleasure? I mean, did you come down knowing you had like work things you wanted to accomplish? I mean, what sort of was your plan?
This is a work trip for sure. Well, this is the thing, you kind of mentioned it. This Barstool thing, it's like being on the Truman Show, the movie. Like my everything I do is content. Like if I go to the gym and run on the treadmill, that's like part of my job. Because the thing with Barstool that's so unique is like all our fans are like part of our lives. I mean, all the Stoolies know you could DM me on Twitter and Instagram anytime, and I'm gonna at least kind of respond to it. And so people are watching every move I do. And this trip is an 18-day South trip where I knew I wanted to come back for LSU, because I'm pushing. Chase, this is something good to talk to you about. I'm pushing college baseball really hard at Barstool right now, because it's unbelievable to me that it's kind of untapped. But Brandon Walker's not. He likes state baseball, but he's not like that passionate about college baseball. And so I was just like, man, if you're not, then I'll take control of this for sure. And so that's part of why I'm down here. I went to Starkville to check out the dude and see that atmosphere, which was a heck of a lot of fun. What a ballpark that was. I'm here for LSU. And then, I hate that LSU's struggling so bad because I'm going to Alex Box for Arkansas next week.
Okay.
And I was trying to feature Alex Box, the dude in Swayze, as three of the best stadiums. But, now that LSU's 4-11, probably a little less interest in those games. And then I'm trying to get to Houston, Tulane, and New Orleans, too, just to check that out. But I'm doing college baseball, doing stuff with the Grove Bowl for the spring. And then also I've got a lot of business in South Louisiana, because what's been fun is I lived in New Orleans for 5 years, from 09 to 14, and I got to Barstool, and I'm just like, I'm Barstool New Orleans, too. There's no one else that has Louisiana ties. I'm a big Saints fan, love the food, music, and culture, so I'm going to be doing a whole lot of New Orleans content in the future. I'm really looking forward to taking Barstool to Mardi Gras, Jazz Fest, and all that kind of stuff. And so when I come south, I'll try to do some stuff with New Orleans, Oxford, just hit it all while I'm down here is kind of the plan.
How much are you running now? You've dropped a good bit of weight.
I'm trying to do like 12 to 15 miles a week, like 3 days. But then the thing is I've got a trainer and I'm working on my core too. And I don't know, man, it's a weird thing. This is the being 37 years old thing. I mean, if I take care of myself, I feel like I've got a really good future right now. And so if I can just realize that that's my real job, is to just take care of myself, because I've been battering this health thing forever, then it kind of just opens up the doors for everything in my life, and there's a lot. I feel like I have a lot to live for. And so, I'm just trying to put a premium on the exercise stuff. And I mean, I definitely probably gained a few pounds hopping around these Oxford restaurants this week. But it's going, that part's going really, really well. And just trying to stay active. And, that's all. It's a big part of what I'm doing.
So you're how long sober now? I mean, man, you're
I hit a year on the alcohol on Tuesday. So that's and that's just crazy to me, because I mean, I've been pretty open about it. I mean, I drank for 20 years. I mean, it's no secret that I was like a calm guy on the poker tour during the New Orleans years. I mean, those are wild times. But yeah, it's just like weird, because just being older, I just see that part of me. I've just lived that life and I'm over it. I feel like I'm a different kind of person now, and I just not really. It's funny now, too, because my DMs are nothing but college kids trying to get me to come out and have beers with them. I'm like, guys, I'm glad y'all like me, but I'm freaking 37 years old. I don't know. I'm not trying to go to college parties at this point in my life. But, yeah, so I'm about a year on it, and it's, it's something I'm going to stick with. You never want to say never. I don't want to be like that, but, I mean, the only thing I kind of miss is a glass of wine at a nice dinner. I don't miss drinking beer or whiskey at all. I'm over it.
I think that would be my biggest thing. Is the stream has made fun of me and whatnot. Like, I don't drink a whole lot anymore at all. But the nice dinner and not having the cocktail or the wine, I do think mentally that just changes everything a little bit for me.
That part's tough. But I'll tell you what, man, the sparkling water thing is I want to get Topo Chico as a sponsor on the sobriety thing. The glass bottles of Topo Chico are just, I mean, something about it. You pop it like it's a beer, and it quenches your throat. Like if I'm at a crawfish bowl drinking those instead of beer, it somehow mentally just works for me. And so when I go out to dinner, I mean, I'm just bombing bottles of San Pellegrino every time. But it's the way I just look at it. It's like the life that I have now. If I make this sacrifice, look how I get to live, and it's worth it. So that's where we're at.
Have the guys at Barstool sat down with you and addressed the obvious need for some more energy? I mean, just to kind of.
Oh man! So the Barstool thing that's fun for me. Okay, so there are people. The amount of talent in that building blows my mind, and I'm not even near the most talented person in there, nor do I claim to be. But the Southern energy thing is different, and they're all from the North and the Midwest, and just my North Louisiana dialect that I've got, just everything, it's just different than everybody else that's there, and so it kind of stands out. It's its own thing, and so really from day one, it's been a big hit, and I just really try to bring good attitude in there every day. I mean, nobody likes working with people that are constantly complaining and moping around, and so I realize after working in Bossier for 4 years and everything I've done, I realize it's a huge blessing, and I'm very grateful to work up there, and I try to, show that every day.
Did you have kind of an itinerary on what restaurants to hit? Do you know what you wanted to make sure you got to? What maybe you got to? How'd that work out for the week?
Oh, at Oxford. So, I'm really close. City Grocery and Proud Larry's are my strongest ties here. All my best friends in Oxford are like Locke Phillips is the GM of grocery, and Cooney who's the bar manager, and Elliot Willard is, those guys are all like And it's fun, too, because when I was back here in 2014, making salads and sweeping floors at Proud Larry's at school, those are all my friends. I'm the same to them whether I'm at Barstool or here, and so I love those guys. I also make sure I'm gonna make it by Gary Burnside at Proud Larry's on Friday night. See some Mississippi Blues rock for sure. But other than that, I hit Big Bad, Canteen. I'm gonna do Ajax for Friday lunch. Trying to make St. Leo. I'm trying to hit them all just to give them some love on social media because I think they all deserve it. They're all great places, and I want to promote Oxford. But yeah, definitely. Not losing weight this week so far. I can tell you that.
I'd say you might have to up that to 4 or 5 days of running this week.
I just did yoga a minute ago. I posted a pic of me doing a warrior pose that people were laughing pretty hard at online. I can tell you that.
How much yoga did you make it through? I can't do that crap.
No, I was doing it when I was in Oxford during COVID. I was going to Lydia Sinyard at the Oxford Dance Academy like twice a week, and really it was like therapy. So we'd like talk about life and mindset and all that. But in New York, I hadn't really been doing it. So, I'd be lying. I don't think certainly there was not a whole lot of professionalism on this effort earlier. But, what matters at this point is we got in there and at least tried to do it.
I hear you. You mentioned college baseball. Was that mostly just because it was a niche stopped being filled? I mean, obviously you're trying to increase your value wherever you can put into it. I mean, what was sort of all the background to taking that off? And I guess Barstool's good with trying anything for a little while and seeing if it works.
Well, so just I feel like this is a product of no alcohol. What I'm about to say here, my mind is so sharp. People yell, "This is crazy." Anyway, so my mind is sharper now than it's been in 20 years. Because of no alcohol. And so I feel like all the business stuff I'm just seeing angles that are so good. And look, when I got hired to Barstool has Chicago and New York and Philly and Boston. I'm not there to help in any of that. We got all that. They want me to help build us in the Southeast and the South. Well, what's big in the Southeast and South? College baseball. So I'd be an idiot to not go after that when you've got Ole Miss's whole fan base is crazy for it. I have huge Baton Rouge ties with all the LSU fans. And then obviously State and Arkansas. You just start with those 4 fan bases alone. And the attendance numbers they have, you're already generating heat on social media. And then also it's just picking up around the SEC. And then, I'm kind of trying to focus on the Texas schools a little bit because they care a lot. TCU and Texas Tech and, Big 12 and a little bit of ACC. I'll be honest, I hadn't really done a lot with the Pac-12 or Big West stuff yet. I know there's a lot of talent out there.
But their fan base doesn't care, so does it matter?
Do the fans care, though? Yeah. I'm trying to go after those places where the fans will interact with me.
Yeah, they don't care. That's the problem with that, is it just makes no sense.
Yeah, the fans around the country look at like the last 2 weekends in Oxford and Starkville and go, oh, my God, what is that?
Oh, the beer shower thing got 1 million views from the Arkansas weekend, and people in the office were like, I don't know anything about college baseball, and that looks awesome. I mean, I heard that everywhere. And just to me, like I said, the business thing, I'm trying to get us bigger in the South, Southeast, and just, all that. So college baseball makes a lot of sense, and I've got a lot of other ideas coming down the line. But, I'm not worried about doing what everybody else is doing. That's the beauty of Barstool. They give you the freedom. I'm going to go pave my own way. I'm going to try to be, I'm not trying to be Big Cat or anybody else. I'm just trying to be Ben Mintz.
So how's it going with the dozen? Do you have to prepare for that? You put your books in a little bit. What's up?
The dozen thing is hilarious. It's crazy how big it is. So honestly, I guess I'm like the spirit animal of our team, the Big Screaming Honkers, because Coley and Robbie Fox are a heck of a lot better at trivia than I am. I mean, I'm pretty good at the college football and NFL and maybe some basketball, but like the one the other night, I was trying to do it for left field in that midweek game in Swayze, but it was too loud, so I had to duck into a car in the parking lot, and I got like one question, but we still won. But man, the dozen thing, it blows me away, the reach of it. I mean, I just can't believe how much people care about it. It's people love the trivia though. It's a thing. And no, as far as preparation goes, no, I don't do any. I just go in there and, when they ask college football questions, I hope to get them right. And I'll let the rest of our team figure out all the music and pop culture and UFC stuff that I have literally no idea about.
Go ahead.
Has there been a specific question you've missed where you've been really embarrassed when it was over?
Yes. So, no, there was one that I'll never get up. So we had one that was like the overtime that was like name all the quarterbacks that played national championship games going back in the BCS era. And I got just tons and tons and tons of them. but at the very end, I messed up. So the last one I said was I said Todd Bowman of Ohio State, the 07 game where they lost to LSU and Flynn, and it was Todd Beckman. I missed it, but that wasn't what made me mad. I forgot to say Jordan Jefferson, and I'm from Louisiana. Like, what? Like, I had LSU fans texting me that I was an embarrassment to the state of Louisiana. They also said, though, I don't blame you for forgetting because we've all been trying to forget forever, too.
Oh, Lord. So when do you head to Baton Rouge? Monday?
So I'm going to the beach. We had a family beach trip. We're going to Perdido Sunday to Thursday that we got canceled to COVID. And, being up in New York, I really am trying to do everything I can to still make family stuff and just have the like balance on life. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I'm going to Perdido for 4 days, and then going to Baton Rouge Thursday. We're going to do some stuff with Penn Gaming on in Barstool. We're going to do some stuff with LaBerge, Baton Rouge for the NFL draft first round. Maybe getting some of the old LSU guys I know out there for that. And then I'm going to go catch a game at the Box Friday. Try to do some stuff with that. And I'm going to sneak on over to New Orleans. I'm going to that Houston Tulane in New Orleans on Sunday. And I think we may close this thing out with Steph Curry versus Zion on Monday, and then fly back to New York Tuesday. And then also, while I'm on here, I'll mention it. I've already been cleared to come to the SEC tournament in Birmingham. Okay. Really excited about making that. And then they've already cleared me for Omaha, too, which I'm afraid to say I've never been to Omaha. So I'm really Barstool at the College World Series. And, hopefully if Ole Miss has a regional or super, I'll be around for that. But they're, as long as Barstool, all they care about is numbers. And, I got like 90,000 views on those state fans talking smack to me after that game on Sunday. As long as I'm pulling numbers like that, they're going to let me do whatever I want. So we're going to just get out and do it.
Yeah, you can turn Hoover into a decent little week.
Oh, yeah, it was just great to network with all the fans in one place. I feel like I've got the Mississippi, Louisiana stuff down pretty good, but I'd be being extremely short-sighted in business. Like, Brandon Walker and I are really the only SEC guys at Barstool. So, I don't need to just do Mississippi and Louisiana. I need to go after all of it. So I feel like the SEC tournament in Hoover's a great spot to do that. And then also, Chase, you deal with this a lot in college baseball. It's pretty easy to get these coaches and media accessibility because, everybody just wants the game to get bigger and grow. And so I'm going to try to take advantage of that.
Yeah, Hoover will be a perfect spot for that too because for the most part, the hay is in the barn, if you will. And this year, because of, all the stuff being done earlier, it will truly be in the barn. You'll get some relaxed coaches that they'll probably give you some time if you want it.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get a hold of Skip Burtman while I'm in Baton Rouge next week, too. I think that would be great to interview the living legend. I think that would be a really good one. But, yeah, that's the plan. And one thing I want to mention, too, that I think is going to be really big that y'all need to keep an eye on is, because y'all have big followings, too, this Twitter Spaces thing that they just came out with. Like, a lot of people are on the Clubhouse app doing kind of radio shows where fans can raise their hands and interact. Well, Twitter figured that out and formed their own one. And they just launched it like the last few days. And I'm going to start kind of almost doing a pseudo radio show on there daily and having big guests from the South and stuff. But it's going to be really easy because all of our followings are already right there, And so just telling y'all now, just keep an eye on the Twitter Spaces thing. And, I'd love to do some stuff with y'all on that, possibly.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do. What's the plan for the rest of the day? What's up? What's up tomorrow?
Man! So the rest of the day today, I know I'm probably going to get out to Swayze pretty early because I feel like it's going to be pretty wild out there for me. I'm out in left center in 10-11. We grill out. We do it big. I've been part of that tent for 8 years now. Love it. Going to be out there. Going to try to catch some music around town. I mentioned Burnside at Larry's. There's kind of some small music pop-up stuff going on because this would be double-decker weekend around. So I'm going to try to maybe bounce around and do a little of that. Going to be out at Swayze hitting games. The Grove Bowl stuff, they got me. I don't want to spoil it too bad, but there's going to definitely be a little bit of a presence around that that I'm excited about too. So, pretty much that's a lot of sports and stuff. And then I'm going to hit the square hard tomorrow afternoon. And my producer, Martin Black's down here with me, and he's got a camera kind of filming just me doing stuff around Oxford. We're doing like a little documentary on the trip and me coming back. So we're kind of doing some stuff with that. So, yeah, staying busy. But, man, can't love Oxford or Ole Miss. It's just surreal being back here. Springtime, man. So happy to see everything opening up. People out and about, living their lives, doing, getting after it again, and full crowds and stuff. It just feels like I feel like a great era of Ole Miss is coming.
Is New York opening up at all, or is it still?
Yeah, a little bit. Well, so you'll laugh at this, Neal. So Cuomo, our esteemed governor, every week there's a new scandal against him with all the sexual assault stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It keeps coming out. So every week that there's a new scandal, he throws the people more and more of a bone. So it's like, oh, there's something else out against me. You could go from 15% open to 20. Or, oh, now you could go to 25. Oh, we used to care about sports gambling. We'll let you do that now. He's just doing whatever he can to, like, appease people, because he's trying to stay in power. So it's they're saying May 6th it'll be fully back to bars at midnight and indoor dining's back open. So, yeah, it's slowly getting there, but it's nothing like down here. I mean, I've had a really low-key life up there during COVID. But it's been good for me. This is such a big job that, me going in there and working hard is what I needed to do the last 6 months anyway. So that's how I'm trying to look at it.
Let's maybe catch up where you get out of town. Enjoy tonight.
Yeah, man. Y'all going to be out there at the games this weekend in the Grove Bowl? Come say hello.
Neal is all about the Grove Bowl, man. He's very excited. He's going to be there around 2 o'clock, 2 hours before, 2 hours after. He's pumped.
I'm hoping.
Oh, Neal's leading the tailgate. Well, they're doing so. I think they're going to do like a little softball, fun game before the game with the coaching staff. I know y'all probably see some of those videos.
Can you get Neal at bat? Can you holler at Watson and Partridge see if we can get Neal at bat in the game?
Yeah, hey, man, why not? I'll try. They're trying to make it as fun as they can on the spring game. And supposedly, I think we got some people banged up, so they're not going to go too hard.
Yeah,
but,
a lot.
Lane, they're embracing this as a more fun. Obviously you see the party and the sip stuff. The big thing they've said is because of the COVID stuff, they hadn't been able to host recruits for anything. And so they're trying to make this as fun of a weekend as they can, just as far as recruiting and all that goes. So, we'll see. I always kind of have my doubts when it comes to excitement in spring football, but, I'm here to support it either way.
Ben, thanks, man. Good talking to you.
Oh, man, thank y'all. And, just love to come on anytime and hope to see y'all this weekend. Appreciate y'all's time.
Take care.
Later, bud. That was Ben Mintz, Barstool Sports, joining us. Appreciate that. A little bit late notice, but he was more than fine to jump on and give a little bit of little time to us there this afternoon. He does have quite the busy schedule while he is.
His story is.
Oh, he has a great human interest perseverance story.
Life-changing in 1 year is
in one thing.
Actually, less than a year.
Dude is doing everything he mentioned right now because he was flipping out over an Ole Miss Kentucky football game.
I know.
And got filmed.
I mean, he should send a Christmas present, not a card, present to the Kentucky kicker every year for the rest of his life.
Because that's it.
Because he misses that extra point. It sets it up where Logan's extra point wins the game. He loses it. Everybody notices it. Next thing you know,
Dave's calling.
I mean, think about this. That was September, right?
Yeah.
This is April.
We started in like 3 weeks. Dave calls and he's like in New York in a day.
Oh, yeah. He was back in Baton Rouge and they call him and he's.
Yeah.
That's what he told me. He said, at first, he's thinking, well, maybe I could stay in Baton Rouge and do it. And he's like, no, I'm going to go for it. Because why not, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and now he's all over the place, and it's unbelievable.
And credit to him because they told him, hey, if you want to live in Louisiana and just kind of be a regional whatever, okay. He went, no, if we're doing this, we're going to do it. We're gonna jump in with both feet and move to New York and be in the studio.
And he jokes about his weight, but he's lost a lot of weight already.
Yeah.
And
I think I spied some Blue Deltas on him on Tuesday.
I think he got into some Blue Deltas.
Yeah. So, awesome stuff. He's quite busy this weekend. So, anyway, again, appreciate the time with him. I'll tell you, the podcast brought to you in part by Tyson Drugs and G&M Pharmacy, 662-236-2222. They deliver locally in the Oxford area, and they offer MedSync for your prescriptions the same day each month and take care of you, whether it be one delivery or one carryout. They're from the pharmacy. You have what you need when you need it. So let a local pharmacy take care of all your prescription and pharmaceutical needs. Again, 662-236-2222.
We're also brought to you by Lammon's Fine Jewelry. Lammon's at 1126 North Lamar Boulevard in Oxford, serving the Oxford area for more than 73 years. Whether you're looking for wedding rings or fine jewelry, engagement rings, watches, pearls, whatever, they've got it at Lammon's. LammonsFineJewelry.com, 662-234-2777. Also brought to you by our friends at Comer Heating and Air. It's the name you can trust. They have more than 50 years of professional HVAC experience in Oxford, Tupelo, and the surrounding area. You know it's going to get hot here soon. It's not hot today, but it's going to get hot soon. You want to make sure that air conditioner is working in tip-top shape. 662-801-1777 for Comer Heating and Air. Also brought to you by College Corner, your one-stop Rebel shop, 2 locations in the Jackson area. You can also go to collegecornerstore.com, and you can find them on Facebook and Instagram, the largest selection of Rebel gear in Central Mississippi at the College Corner. And we're brought to you by Pinnacle Trust. Pinnacle Trust based in Madison, Mississippi. They've got clients in more than 20 states, advisors in multiple states as well. They provide detailed, specialized investment management, financial planning, retirement planning for individuals and businesses, and so much more. At Pinnacle Trust, investing is treated like a commodity. Decisions are made using objective information and research, not emotions. So regardless of your level of wealth, they'll sit down with you, listen to your goals, study your expenses, and put forth a comprehensive, detailed financial and retirement plan built just for you. It's pintrust.com, P-I-N-N trust.com. And we're brought to you by John Edwards, Regency Travel Incorporated in Memphis. John's part of Virtuoso. It's a worldwide network of travel partners that allows him to supply his clients with added values and unique benefits simply not available to other travelers. Just get in touch with him, give him some parameters, give him a budget, give him some ideas, and then sit back and do nothing, and he'll come up with options that you're not going to find on your own. And no, you don't have to live in or near Memphis to take advantage of his services. 901-494-3387, or send him an email, jedwards@regencytravel.net. First-time clients save $50 off their first booked trip just by telling John you heard about Regency Travel on the podcast.
Yeah, you don't use a yellow legal pad, do you? It's white, right? Don't you have a little white notebook?
I have a little white notebook that I'll carry around sometimes and take some notes because I don't like to type notes into my phone.
Big, small,
I'd rather go
size?
small.
But not like the little pocket size notebook.
No. Because I kind of grew up using those reporter notebooks. Remember those people used to use?
Yeah.
And so that's the most similar thing to those.
Like the old steno pads. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'd fill those pups up.
The new kids have no
clue. They
don't understand, hey, I'm out of batteries in my recorder. I mean, that was even 10 years ago. We still needed the...
And they're constantly... They just type their notes into their phones.
Yeah.
And I write faster than that.
That requires a shorthand, too, that at times you go, okay, what did I actually mean there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, when you're typing.
Yeah. You're like, hey,
well, and now that autocorrect, it tries to correct, and just... I'd rather just... jot it down. I know that makes me old, but, I function that way as a reporter.
Speaking of potentially looking old, so this is, I don't know if it's an interesting story, but it's a story nonetheless. Tom Brady mad at the NFL today. While several NFL players expressed excitement this week over a newly adopted rule that allows more flexibility when it comes to the numbers worn on players' jerseys, Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Tom Brady is not at all a fan. Obviously, for a long time, the NFL has required positions to have certain numbers. It's been that way forever, or as long as I'm aware of. Brady took to Instagram. I love this, how we go, hey, Brady took to social media or something like this. We're inundated with this everywhere. But anyway, on Thursday, to express his dissatisfaction with the rule change, believing it will cause safety issues for the offense, such as identifying blitzers or who's the middle linebacker of the defense. Good luck trying to block the right people now, Brady posted to his story, with an image of the new numbers permitted, going to make for a lot of bad football. Does he have a point, or is he being ridiculous?
Well, I'm not one to just dismiss Tom Brady after 20 years of football dominance to go, oh, well, he's just being an old man. I'd have to hear a little bit more of what he means, but I kind of understand. You're used to looking for linebackers in the 50s. You spot, number 52 is the middle linebacker. Now, if you've got number 1 and number 4 and got a corner wearing number 7, I could see how that would be an issue. It's not an issue at the college level.
No.
But I know what not trying to
It feels a little old.
But I'd be interested to hear some other quarterbacks. If other quarterbacks come back and go, yeah, be honest, pretty complicated game. We got to spot certain things.
It helps when I see 55.
And I'm looking for numbers. Now I got to learn new numbers, and all the numbers don't mean what they used to mean. I mean, I get it, right? I mean, a corner in the NFL is in 20s or 30s.
Yeah. He then posted a screen capture of a story about the rule and directed it to the NFL and NFLPA with the words, dumb, and why not let the linemen wear whatever they want to? Why have numbers? Just have colored jerseys. Why not wear the same number? Dumb. The NFL's new rule adopted, speaking of linebackers, they can wear 1 through 59 or 90 through 99. So 70, 60 different options, 60 whatever.
So a linebacker who just likes the number 69, for example, can't wear it.
He cannot. No, that's still against the rules. Wear 59, not 69. Because then we are just being kind of arbitrary for no reason.
That's not nice.
Not nice. Rude. Wide receivers 1 through 49 and 80 through 89.
Okay.
You don't care.
Not much.
Quarterbacks, punters, place kickers are restricted still through 1 through 19.
Well, this is where if Brady really wanted to be a jerk, he'd go, you know what? I want to wear number 62.
And
I'm planning to play until I'm 62. Or I'm 42. I want to play with the number 42. Why not?
And see if they'll make the rule change.
The linebacker can wear number 1. Why can't I wear number 42? Now, if he did that, I would respect it. I'd be like, okay. But I sort of see his point, if I'm honest.
It's growing more on you as we talk.
I understand what he's saying. There's a certain degree of old man to it. But I would love to hear like a Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers.
I wonder when the rule change happened, because you mentioned 42. Charlie Connerly wore 42 as a quarterback with the Giants.
Yeah, the whole quarterback rule's been there as long as I can remember.
Yeah, I know.
Because Doug Flutie came out of Boston College. He wore number 22, and in the NFL, he wore number 2 because you couldn't wear 22.
Yeah.
In basketball, they don't let you, or they prefer that you not wear numbers
outside 1 through 5.
Yeah, because they don't want to have to hold up
Fingers.
2 hands twice to.
Yeah. Yeah. Shea could not wear 20 in the NFL.
Just as well.
It's true. I mean,
yeah,
he's going to boycott them.
Yeah,
he'll go. You know what? I can't wear 20. Then I'm done.
I'm boycotting too.
Yeah,
me and Shea, we're boycotting the NFL.
Yeah.
If I can't wear number 21, I am not playing.
Whatever.
Were you number suspicious as a player?
I mean, I'm not really. Because I want to say I'm far from a prima donna, but there are certain numbers that look better on uniforms than others.
Sure.
So I remember in 8th grade, I got moved up to varsity toward the end of the year, and I got put at number 41. And, it just, even as an 8th grader, my jacket had 41 on it. And I'm like, I don't like it. We're going to have to get this changed next year before we get too down this road. I ended up in 23 for all of high school.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I knew that they finally liked me when they gave me number 23 because I worshipped Ryan Sandberg.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it was because here's the jersey sizes. High schools aren't replacing jerseys every year, so you've got to fit in something that fits.
Right.
And I think a senior had 23, or a junior to a senior had 23, and he wanted a bigger jersey, so he switched to 33, which opened up 23 for me to take it. I think is what happened there. But yeah, I had 23 all through high school, and then the one year I played football, I think I was 72. I think that's right. Pretty sure. Something like that.
You don't look like a number 72.
Well, I played center, and look at me. I was not good. Let's not make this out to be more than it is.
You were not a prima donna.
I was not a pre-Madonna. No.
You were kind of.
I was height of Madonna.
Yeah. I was born before Madonna, so I'm a pre-Madonna.
You are, yes.
Her first. Well, actually, she was not. I'm not born before her. She was born before me, but I was born before she was doing stuff. Her first song was in 1979.
Yeah.
She's worth $800 million.
Well, that doesn't shock me at all.
Yeah, 1979.
Yeah, don't cry for her. Okay. Well, appreciate Ben Mintz today. Appreciate all you guys. Again, Ole Miss baseball tonight. LSU at 7 o'clock, not 6:30, 7 o'clock start time for tonight, 6:30 tomorrow, and noon on Saturday. So we'll have complete coverage at rebelgrove.com of this and whatever transpires from the Grove Bowl Saturday afternoon, 4 o'clock. So I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you again on Monday.